Hello everyone. It's coming from Hot House. You guys, always so many of you there. It's awesome. If you want to join us here in the gallery, it's web only, so don't come to VR. You will not be able to find us there. But if you want to join us in web, you can use this link. It's a different one than the previous one, so that's why I'm putting it here. Huge shout out to Blake and to Buck Old. Yeah, Buck Old. I have incredible talent to always mess it up, but I think I got it for the second time for giving us the amazing music. So let's get started. So everyone that's just started watching the YouTube video, we are here for today for the exhibition of NFT Cathedral. That's the child of Vartist over here. You can see him as one of the other artists that actually were part of the project. They created these pieces, there's actually 12 different artists that each of them created one artwork, and they represent the piece in the actual 3D gallery. That's that Vartist is going to tell a lot more. So yeah, you can see that I'm not too good with words. That's why I have four more people here. It will help me with that. That's why we are here today. This time I'm actually a little bit nervous because it's first time that we have more artists, not just one or two, but we have four and maybe even five. This is going to be something first. And at the end, we are going to continue the after party in Hot Sauce. So you have a lot to look for. But now let me give a word to Vartis so he can introduce us properly to his project that you can actually see recorded on the big video screen behind us. So, Vartis, tell us a little bit about yourself and about the project.
Yaroslav, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Is it good? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to say thank you for you because in this art space, um, for artists, it's difficult to find um, opportunities easily without struggle and hustle, without all kinds of circus. And you were very eager and open and welcoming and without any money or interest. You didn't ask for anything. You just wanted to support, and you gave us this space which looks amazing. You have already created a fantastic place. I really appreciate this from you, and I will tell you, I honestly wish that your gallery will become a very nice place where many artists will come and exhibit their work. And I can see this technology is an emerging one, but it has a great promise because we are sitting in our rooms. I know Nigeria is sitting in her bed. So imagine, imagine sitting in your bed. You are participating in an exhibition. This is the revolution of digital. You know, it's something huge that is happening, and we know the world is slow with adopting things, but when everybody jumps, let's say when enough people jump on something and early adopters, then everybody else jumps, like us who jumped on these NFTs. But those who jumped on the NFTs in the early days, let's say a couple of months or 1 year 2 years ago, they set up the stage that now we are coming because the noise is loud. So basically, I am happy that I found you and we have this opportunity to hang out among ourselves, enjoy these new changes in the art world, be part of it, and see where we can take it. So I have made some posts. I will record it, some little video from this. Discussion. I will post that. Everybody will do the same. I think some people already did. I think everybody already did. So we want to make sure that everybody who is not part of this space, that they don't know about this, they get to know this. And we are for. It's not a lot, but with our posts, more people will see from our friends and artists. And I think that in a year, these things will become huge. At least it will be already among artists pretty well known, and in 2-3 years maybe already we can see like big adoption. So I'm happy to be part of this. I'm happy for you, I'm happy for us. So this is just to say thank you for everything. And now regarding the history of the project. So basically, when I entered the NFT space, I basically just found out, we all basically heard probably that Beeple sold this 69 million piece, and we thought, what is this? So this was kind of necessary for everybody to catch the attention. I understand why this has happened, because they needed a big bang for everybody to point their attention towards that. And symbolically it worked, and everybody looked at this new thing, and then the new world was created. And then we just entered it, looking around to see where we are, what is it that we can do in this space. And first thing we discovered, like in terms of my experience, first thing I discovered was all right, everybody is trying to, because we don't know the platforms. So there was foundation at that time that everybody was looking for an invite. So I started looking for an invite also. 1 or 2 3 days, I did couple of DMs and invites, and I saw that this is tiring me. It is looking like it's not necessarily how I should spend my time. I'm an artist. I think somebody put something, and the echo is coming because we have a user. Yeah.
Yeah.
New people have come. So the new people, please put your headphones. Thanks. And
Or just mute yourself, yeah, for now, because there will be a place for questions afterward. But no, we already have a lot of people, or I have a lot of people to manage, so make it easy for me. And yeah, just the structure. But very much welcome. I'm happy if you was able to join us. Okay,
yes.
continue, Vartist.
So I saw that we are spending. I'm spending my time doing this. Is not necessarily what I want to do. So I said, let me see how can I find meaning for my own self in this thing. I was not thinking about what I'm going to do in terms of NFTs, because I had not even understood properly how the damn thing works. I just wanted to be part of something that's happening, because anyway, I'm sitting in my little corner putting some work on Instagram, and I don't even use Twitter since a long time, but I had it. So but I heard I should be using, so I fired it up again. But I'm basically like, there is something happening, you don't fully understand what it is, you want to be part of it, and then you're starting to make 1 or 2 3 steps, then you're realizing this is not what you want to do. So what the hell do you want to do? So what I thought, okay, I am this guy who is like trying to figure out what I'm doing. I am trying to make a shift in my life, which is that I'm sitting in a situation like I have a job, so I go and spend my time 9 to 6. Then I have to run. I am making meditations. I got like at least 2.5, let's say 2 to 2.5 hours of meditation per day that I have to do, also because I'm committed to it. So what is left? My day is kind of packed. I'm running like a crazy guy, trying to manage everything, and I have to create little time to make my art. And I'm trying to make a shift so that I can make art as my living. But how are you going to do it, right? So you're kind of doing the whatever you can do. So this is part of that, coming to the NFT space. And now, let's say, as I present this as my struggle and my striving, I know it very well. And I just start looking around and I see other artists, they're doing the same. So I kind of thought like, let's make some project where this struggle and striving could become symbolized in some form. And then I thought, okay, let's make this cathedral where the saints are artists who are not famous, and that's why they're saints, that they are struggling, they're striving to make it. And because I also got a little bit touched in a way when I saw like what kind of like I will go around. I don't want to judge people, but I'm telling you honestly, because I'm just speaking my mind. I will go around and I see, you know, some very minimalistic, let's say, no sophistication involving thing. Like somebody put a cube or something, and they have like 10 ether that somebody bought it, and I'm like looking like, man, I'm just fucking working like a whole month to have, I don't know, 1 ether. Okay, I'm spending all my life for a month to have that 1 ether. So if I'm not saying even art, I'm going talking about having a job, right? Now somebody put a cube and they have an ethos, and I know so many artists, I'm looking around, they're making great work, and they don't even have any sales or anything. So when I see this, I thought, let me see, I'm gonna look out for artists whose work, you know, I will appreciate and like it, and I will include them as those saints. So then I made some announcements. People posted in the comments who wanted to participate. Then I asked them, okay, so send me one of your works, and a little bit about you and what that story will inspire me to make this sculpture that will represent you. And when I make the sculpture, I will use your work as the inspiration for the sculpture, as well as the material. Like, you know, in my VR software, I can put the sculpting to be done with image as the base of the material. So you sculpt along whatever you sculpt, it's using the image as the map. So as texture, let's say. So it was, this was the story and how it happened. And what I liked about this experience was when I was creating all these different sculptures for the different artists. Each artist is a different story. Each artist has a different style. They have different color schemes. They have completely different, mood and everything. So, and their stories are very different. So when you read the story, you look at the art, and you create their sculpture, it allows you to have like a little trip. You went around to different countries in a way. You created for one artist by influenced by their own style and by their own, story, and then you move to the next. For me, as a creative person, it was fun because uh, I like to change things, experiment. So it was really enjoyable to have that opportunity to do this. And once it was over, now we are in the stage of what can we do? Only after it was over, this idea to make a drop and selling it and became kind of a real thing or a real thought. Subconsciously, I knew, okay, when it will be over, I will make an NFT. But I had never done anything with the NFTs, so I was postponing thinking about it more deeply. Now, only after that, I started looking at it, and I realized that I learned many things, that organizational things, which I should have which one should consider when they make collaborations. But you see, these things are because of the lack of experience. So now we are at the stage where we have the pieces made. We made like 12. Actually, I will tell you how the NFTs will look like. They will look 12 NFTs. Like when you see at the screen now, you see the camera moving around the sculptures. So each NFT will be like a particular sculpture, 2 minutes or something like that of camera going around that sculpture, exploring the that particular saint. So this video we are seeing is a kind of compilation of the 12, but the actual NFTs will be one for each saint. So this is kind of the story and the technical background. So if you got some, yes, one more thing, and then I would like to. I really like the way you have made this exhibition look with all the NFTs in one place. and then the artist's work, because I would like the artists to speak about themselves, their artworks, and so that we get to learn about them, and the people who will watch your video later on in YouTube, elsewhere, get to know about the artists. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And we actually, because we have a lot of musicians in Twitch right now that are watching, so of course their part of their interest is in music. So there's actually music in this video, and well, the reason why you can't hear it is because this player that I'm using is not able to feature the music in this web client. So maybe what I'm going to do is just give you guys a little demo of that. So you put this up. Just for a very short period of time. So people that are right now in the gallery can't hear anything. But actually on Twitch, I gave you a link to Vartist's Twitter. You can go there, and on pinned tweet, you can get this video, and you can then look at it and hear it all. But I think this gives you the idea that yeah, it's actually more cool. And as you said, it's hard to imagine having a movie with just a silent picture right now. Well, there were times where it was standard, but yeah, the technology is farther now, and yeah, it would be very weird to have no music. Even if we would have people talking, but still without the music, the art is yeah, there's still something missing. So absolutely with you for that. Yeah, I think the audiovisual art is the next big thing, and you can see a lot of artists are starting to collaborating with musicians which are also artists and put together something really cool. I know I was interviewing one guy that's doing like laser shows and putting them together with music tracks and crazy sort of NFT concerts or something like that. So there's a lot of going on there. Maybe you could tell us, Vartis, before we go to the artist, about the music as well, because we have audience that is really interested in that. So who created it, and uh, why did you choose this particular track or feel for the exhibition?
Okay, so from what I understand, there is a section of audience that is able to hear some of the music, right?
Yeah, I played your video for just a sec, so they were able to hear for like
All
one,
right.
2 minutes.
Well, anyway, if somebody cannot hear, if they go to nftcathedral.com or even my Twitter, then they will see the pinned tweet and they can hear the music there in the video, like you said. And well, I will tell you something about the music. So basically, I made the music, and how this making of the music happened is when I entered the NFT space. First thing is I'm making poems. I on YouTube I post them, my poems. So my poems are like video like this with a poem and some music.
Mm-hmm.
So the narrated poem, I'm reading out the poem, then I put some music and the video. When I was on YouTube before NFTs came, I would have the YouTube audio library, and there's some really good music there. Easy, I make my poem, I put it there. But when the NFTs came, I realized I bumped into this problem that I cannot put my stuff that I have made on as NFTs. So I wrote to YouTube. I asked, "Can I use your music there?" So 2-3 days I was struggling, all kind of circus, and I couldn't get this done. I understood that I should not depend on YouTube. They are not helping me in any way. Then I looked around. Maybe I thought I will order somebody to make some music. So then I went on Fiverr. I paid some money to make some music. But then, when like proper musicians, they take like they're gonna take more money. So if you just make something on Fiverr, you get minimalist things. Then I said, look, man, I have this damn piano here in the house. It can be hooked up as a MIDI. I just have to figure out the audio situation, because that was the barrier. So I just spent like 2 3 days. I took a deep breath, and I call this, I broke some karma, I say it like this because for me it's really so. For many years I have been trying to make music, but every time I downloaded these applications, I run into some technical problems and I couldn't make anything come out. And then suddenly this time, because this was there, I managed to somehow figure this audio stuff. And there are so many free musical instruments. You download them and you play with the keyboard, and the music happens. So that's how it happened. I thought because it's Paris, I will put some accordion. Because it's a cathedral, I will use some, what is it called? Um, the organ, church organ.
Yeah.
And I will use some um, drums and a little choir. So I make some experiments, and what happened is that the soundtrack happened. I'm curious if people like it or not like it. One person said they liked it. At least one of my friends, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, we can ask Twitch. I saw this very cool. So I don't know if it was to do music or not, but well, yeah, you can say if you like it or not, and let's see. Yeah, I like it. For me, it really fits the whole of the video, the movement, the way you created 3D art, and it fits this idea of Paris as well, and the cathedral. So far, yeah, it definitely works for me, but I'm not a musician, so far it might be difficult. Or well, just not compare maybe to some people that really know their stuff in music or in art. But yeah, I liked it. And yeah, the actually like good point that I would like to repeat here for what people discuss in Twitch is or are collaborations, because there are a lot of emerging musicians, same as emerging visual artists, as you said, there's a lot of people that are just uh, heard about NFTs, maybe even before created something, or know started, and they see it as maybe potential career for them. So the same thing is in musical space. And actually, what Blake is doing is similar thing as what I'm doing for visual artists, and we put it together, and we are trying to combine these groups, and hopefully there might be even some collaborations where you would like to create some visual art or some animation or something like that, and you will find some musician that fits your style, your profile, or what are you trying to communicate by your art, and create something together. Again, merge your audiences, because maybe you have some followers, they have some followers, and together you get to create something really cool. You get to specialize in your parts and create something together, which I think is the future, because the like what I see in NFT and building this community is that it opens just so many opportunities to collaborate. It doesn't have to be for no longer just one artist. In this case, actually 12 artists plus Vartist creating this cathedral out of it, or those 12 individual pieces based on these original pictures from the artists. We have just 4 of those artists that were able to join us today. There are 12 like this. So for sure, I think there's maybe some opportunity, and maybe if even Vartis or some of the artists here, or someone watching this video will reach out to Blake, or some other artists that we are featuring every week. Awesome. So, for maybe Vartis, what do you think about this collaboration? Do you think it's possible, or do you see some potential like issues with doing it like this?
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, for like you actually created like everything on this artwork, but let's say that you would know some musician that would like to participate on creating the like maybe next NFT together with you, where you would be creating the 3D design, and this other artist would be creating music. Just like in theory, I don't mean you need to do that like that because I actually see that you are enjoying both parts. But just in theory, do you see it as potential way to go for artists?
Definitely, I see that, you can do many things. For example, when I make my poems, before I would just use the same track from YouTube that I liked one track and I used that same track on every poem that I had on YouTube. But once I discovered this piano, for every poem I make a different piece, and it's so fun. It's so fun just exploring the different instruments, everything. So you can do so many things. If I have so many opportunities to make my own music that I am making. Like my first drop I made for the Hikek Nang, it's a musical track. So I can do so many things just for my fun, that it is no problem to explore a collaboration with somebody, because I'm not missing out on a possibility to make some music. I can make something else. I will be happy to collaborate with someone, uh, to explore the beauty of collaboration, because a collaboration is not in order to replace. Let's say I know I can now make my music, but another artist doesn't mean I'm replacing the music. Another artist means that this artist is bringing a completely different perception to the table, that we can explore the possibility of having two different people bouncing off each other's creativities, different things, and coming up with something that you yourself would not ever make, because you only can do what you are, in a way. But when somebody comes into the picture, then it's two things. It's not the same anymore. And therefore, I would definitely like to collaborate with another artist. It is even more fun to explore a type of collaboration where the work is a dialogue. For me, for example, I was talking to Suborg, Andre. You can see him, Suborg, and he also makes music. And we were speaking the other day about how to we could collaborate, but because we are all doing our things, it's just on the idea level, because time and everything. But just to share how I think that for me it would be exciting to have another artist in the picture. Is like I shared with him this. I said, imagine, I send you something that I made, then you add something and you send it back in terms of music, and then we make this into visual. So I then turn it into some visual, and then I send you and you add something. So it is a conversation of two artists building something. I would be super excited for this, because it is not just I made this video, can you make a music for it? But it is, can we actually like really like talk in the language of art and have a good time? Because that is a different thing. But of course, there is another aspect of, hey, I got this thing. Do you want to make a soundtrack? That's the simplest way of collaboration. But more exciting for me, it would be somebody who wants to like really go into ping pong mode of creative conversation. That's more exciting for me.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Sounds really cool. I think a lot of these things are really coming because the technology is just evolving so quickly. And it's, I think, last week where I heard that Blender, one of the 3D tools, I don't know if you're using it or some different tool, but it's actually enabling right now multiple artists or designers to be working on one scene live. So you can like actually if you would be like two different sculptures and making the sculpture in the same physical space and working on it, one doing legs, another doing like something else, and just bouncing the ideas as you said, just doing it all together. Like okay, and I can do it like this. What do you like it? Oh, maybe I would just make another curve here and so on. So that's just the technology allows us to do things that were not possible before. So, and I really like this idea of like iterative work of really multiple people working on the same thing at the same time, or in the steps, as you said, like okay, I do this. What do you think? And the other person just that's it's like adding words and creating a sentence. I know that as kids we were doing that. So everyone said a word, adding it to the sentence, and at the end we had a sentence. But it was collaboration of all the people, and it was usually quite funny and unique.
Yeah, there was this idea that came to me after this initial event, that I thought, let's make like a collab of 100 artists. Like I draw a little thing, I send to the next person, and the next one does something, sends to the next, and like you are just saying now, something that is another game with with the same spirit. It's just the management of that would be such a. I thought about this, then I kind of backed out. I thought, I will become complete administrator, because of managing people and dealing with people has another level of involvement it requires. So
Yeah.
if you really enjoy making art, you should understand what it takes to work with people. When I had this experience of having this group where we have 12 people, we are talking, somebody is available, somebody is not available, all these things became apparent that if you want to spend your time in the organizational aspects of being with people, then only you should enter into these things. If you're not willing, you just want to have fun making art, then you just make your art. Because when you enter with people, there is other skills that are needed, and above all is the time. And if you're not willing to go through those things, jump through those hoops, and imagine with 100 people what it would have become. So then I said, if you're not willing, yeah, just have a fun. It's fun. Just enjoy the idea, but don't go into it, because then it will become a big hustle. So for now, I think it would be maybe more fun having ping pong with another artist, just creating something together, like music or visual art. It doesn't matter. It can be both. I would really enjoy doing that. Like somebody who can just like, I send some work, they add that and send it back. I send back again, and they like that. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it could be really fun. And then it's collaboration. Is 2 people, 3 people, doesn't matter. Just people, small group, so that it's easy, to manage and talk to.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. And then you keep doing that, producing awesome art, and in 1 month or 1 year, someone that's like to do the organization might take notice and say, okay, guys, I've listened to a video like a year ago that you wanted to do it with 100 artists, and if you still like to do it, let's do it. I will help you organize that, and you will just focus on the art, maybe. Who knows?
Well, you already heard the idea, right? If ever you want to take a curatorial role in, because when, let's say, we make a announcement of, let's say we look for 100 people and we find them, it needs to be placed in a list. Somebody has to become the middle person, where the next artist always sends through them to the next artist, so that it gets checked against certain parameters. So we will need a curator that will basically verify certain things. If we find such a person who will take a role of curation of such a project, then it can be a fun project, because let's say whoever gets to curate that as a curator, it's good for them also, because when you make a curator project that will make big noise, it's good for you. So the idea is there. Somebody needs to pick it up and and basically roll it. So you could be that person if you have the time.
Yeah, that sounds like really cool, but I don't know if I have the time. I've probably already like booked beyond belief, or maybe a little bit beyond my capabilities. But yeah, I love the idea, and I'm meeting a lot of people. So far, and even now, we have quite a lot of people on Twitch. A lot of people will be seeing on YouTube, and yeah, I think it's just matter of time where we reach the stage where there would be someone that would like to do the curation, someone that would like to do the organization, someone that would like to do the marketing, and there will be a nice group of artists. And yeah, we just get it going. So yeah, let's leave it as idea right now. But I really like it, and I think it's just one idea, and people that are watching can take it and maybe make it into something else, because we already bounced a lot of different options, and you can play with it. You can join forces with other artists, and, not just in visual arts, but in music as well. Build collaborations and build together something that's bigger than just adding music and visual, as you said. It can be more of like 1 plus 1 can be much more than two. We are talking about art. Awesome. So let's jump to the other part, and let's give the words to all the artists that joined us. And let's talk about their individual pieces, how they joined the project, and talk a little bit about themselves. So let's start with the piece with the light bulbs close to the video. They are actually, if you look from distance, more farther you are, the easier will be to see the face there. So it is, let me see, it's Saint Audrey, Andre, yeah.
Hi, my name is Andrei. I'm from Moscow, Russia, and I present this artwork in the NFT Cathedral project. And I'd like, first of all, to say great thanks to Yaroslav for this amazing virtual experience, and to Vartist for.
Oh, I just lost the sound. Can you hear me, guys, or is it just me? Can anyone say something? Okay, so it's just probably just me. So I will refresh it and come back, and I will ask Andre if, to start over because we don't want to lose that. So.
Combination. So this is an example of the style I present.
Andre,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Got a little bit bugged browser, so I had to reboot it. So unfortunately, no one was able to hear you. Just the very beginning. So can I ask you to start over? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Oh. But let me say thanks again to the organizer of this exhibition, to Yaroslav, for this amazing experience.
We already heard that. We already heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
thank you very much. Thank you.
It's really it's okay to say it twice.
Okay, I just feel bad.
So no, it's really mind blowing. That's why sometimes I lose my English. So this is the artwork I present. Is a piece of my original style that comes from software I created, and it contains some artificial intelligence, but it doesn't work itself. I help it a little with my ideas. So in this picture, you can see burning lamps that go up, and lamps that don't burn, that they go down. And Buddha arises in the combination of them. So this piece is one of philosophical in my collection. But the most pieces I make are about achievements of people, what they do, and what is the meaning of personal achievement to the life of the whole society. Well, I believe Buddha is also rather important for the whole society. So that's it. And this style is opposite to neural networks images because it doesn't bring transformations to the elements of collage. You can see that all the lamps are okay. So this is not toxic. I believe neural network images make some toxic transformation. Sorry, this is a joke. Thank you. That was my presentation. I'm a software developer, so actually that was really a joke.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so that's actually
Fantastic.
quite interesting. So maybe just because at the end you put together a lot of things. So this was created by algorithm that you created, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do I get it?
Oh,
And
sorry. I'm sorry. Let me break for a moment. I need to say some words about what Vartist did to me. Looks like he broke my head from my body in his sculpture of me, and I really thank him for this because he has found the essence of my artwork and of my art and my soul. This is cool that he united us, the artists. Yeah, and he really understood the meaning. Thank you. That's all.
yeah, so maybe let's look at what Vartis did with this picture.
It will come soon again on the video, but right now there is another example that is amazing, and the artist is here. Please come on.
Yeah, so you can see the break in the structure on this GIF here. Okay, yeah. So far, so yeah, because we got the interaction. So Vartis, can you tell us something about why did you break it like that?
Rodgo Vishnu, please join us, because that was your sculpture before.
Yeah,
So
actually, like
this head.
the video is not like synced, so everyone is seeing something a little bit different based on when we started seeing it. So it's not persistent, unfortunately. It's not like the stream that we had before. This one is not persistent. So yeah, let's just use the pictures that are static. So we are sure that we are talking about the same thing. Yeah. So Andrei, picture here, Vartis. Tell us about this.
Yes, sure. So, so basically, you in this particular case with Andrei, it's very interesting how technological problems or any problems can create opportunities for new possibilities. Because in the first, when I was making the pieces, I was always making updates of the progress. So Andrei will very well remember that he used to have a head with the Buddha, everything in the beginning. And he even said, you put the Buddha, Coca-Cola above the Buddha head. So, but when I imported the sculpture into another software, because I created this in Gravity Sketch, and then I imported it into Tvori, which is the app. They are both VR apps, where in Tvori is the last place where I put the lighting and the camera movements. So when I put it into Tvori, suddenly I saw that, because of some software, whatever, etc., one aspect of the sculpture did not show as it was made, because somehow it cannot read some maybe technical coding from the other software. So what I had to do, and it was only for Andrei, the other ones were okay. So what I had to do, I had to go back to remake it. But then I'm trying to remake it, and I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm remaking, it's not working, whatever. And I'm like, man, what the hell? and I just remembered what the problem was. Because of some sculptural deformation, the software, the sculpture was huge in memory, and I couldn't import more than 100 megabyte per import. So I was minimizing the sculpture, and then I was losing the aesthetics. So then I think I'm not liking this because I'm now deleting aspects of it. So then I thought, let me remake the whole thing. So, and when I started remaking it, now I came up with a completely different thing. And to be frank, I like this much more than the one I had made before, because I put the guy, his own head on his own shoulders, and he's looking at this, the halo of a saint, which is empty. This has much more symbolism to it than it had before, and all of this for me became possible because of that technical problem. So this is just a good example that every problem is a great opportunity in life.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. Okay, so yeah, because we have, I know, like there's so many questions that I could ask, but we have many more artists. So let's get it going. For sure, if you have some questions, there will be place at the end, or then you can also reach out to the individual artists. You can see their, I guess those are Twitter handles under the name of the artist, and you can like this is just this very simple static picture in GIF, so it doesn't give the credit to the whole piece. Also, the video is just 480p, so you can get much higher, much better video looking at Vartist's Twitter and the YouTube. So let's now look at the other piece. This lady here with the glasses and a lot of white jewelry.
Yeah, so this is my piece of work. So I'll introduce myself. I am Nigelia McLean. I'm from Albany, New York. But for my crypto name, I go by Crypto Fantasy Future. So that's why you see Fantasy Future in my writing. So yeah, like when I first kind of started into the NFT space, because I'm so into like virtual reality storytelling, I saw Var's post about looking for artists to collaborate, and I'm like, well, what better way to learn something you really don't know than through like collaboration? And so kind of just put myself out there and be like, hey, like I do this kind of art, let's see what you need. And then he explained it a bit more, gave him one of my pieces that, even though I've kind of done not too long ago, but like quite a bit, it's one of my pieces I do appreciate because I think this is what kind of got me started into my style. So there's a nice connection into seeing what Var has done with my work, and because I feel like it represents both old and new direction of art as a whole. So what I mean by that is, in my piece right here, I'm really big about Afrofuturism and embodying like organic and modern features. So for instance, I believe that nowadays there is more positivity and empowerment in Black women in terms of beauty features. Because growing up as a kid, I felt like it was very complicated to really tell myself, yes, I'm beautiful, because I grew up in a very Caucasian area, and it wasn't common to see people like me around and about. So I told myself, as an artist, I was really trying to figure out my path and what my strengths would be. And I was very much inspired by Disney and just concept art and how character design has changed the game from the 90s until now, where it's like a lot of 3D animation is really making these characters come to life even further. So in this illustration piece, I wanted to make this woman sort of like this goddess. And I was actually inspired by Hercules, the 90s animation, and had this sort of like Greek influence to it. Hence the necklace kind of has these like little sharp patterns that are very symbolic,
Right.
in like the shields of Greece and like potential like Italian influence. And I'm also part Italian. My grandfather is Italian, so that runs in my family.
Cool.
And I also wanted to point out that sometimes the situations could be where Black women get over sexualized. So I wanted to create this very natural, beautiful woman, but with intelligence. So like having glasses and having these small imperfections. I'm really like an artist that grew to appreciate imperfections and got into like the mixed media realm. So I love kind of combining things and like sort of not making everything perfect. And this piece also is reflected on my journey as an artist. And at one point when I was in my undergrad, I had to submit a piece for our like school show. Plus, I submitted two of them. One was what I knew they wanted, and one was my own work that was had the subtle imperfections, the blurs, the textures, and kind of making this beautiful piece very imperfect but beautiful to look at because it has so many layering. And my graphics teacher weren't a fan of it because they didn't like that there was blurs and there was no perfection lining. But my fine arts teacher loved it, so it's quite funny how that worked out. Did it get booted off? Yes. But I appreciate that he still loved it. Now, moving forward towards like the end of my senior year, and we had to showcase our folios to directors, art directors around the area, community that wanted to invest their time and look at our work and see where it could take us into the industry. And I remember this one director, she came to my table and I'm showing her my full portfolio. And the piece I submitted, which was like a Bazaar magazine influence, so it had these like different paint strokes and blurs, imperfections, but kind of like really showcasing that the beauty of a feminine person is imperfections because it's like embracing yourself. And when she looked at it, she was like, "Why have you not submitted this to Bazaar?" And I just laughed because like all these teachers told me this was crap from the graphics department. But yeah, it's being appreciated by an art director. So it just goes to show you like always stick to what you love to do. And this piece was kind of the start of that. And I'm very proud of it. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to do this for Var. And he's expressed it in a very sexual but appreciative way towards like the old traditional art of sculpture design, but also yeah, it's just a badass piece. I was showing my friends and they're like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, but it's beautiful. And we can all appreciate that for real. So that is me, my
Awesome.
work.
Awesome. Yeah, I love those. I love the stars in the hair.
Hmm. Yeah, that mimics to like the end of Hercules where he gets his name, his face in the stars, and that was like what he always wanted. So I
Right.
feel like a black woman's hair is something that's very personal because was never marketed until now as something beautiful. So yeah, that's kind of my direction I went.
Awesome. Awesome.
From a
Thank you.
goddess to a goddess.
Yes,
So
yes,
you
definitely that.
made a goddess, and I unconsciously made a goddess. I
Hmm.
when I made it. So
Yeah.
with the Aphrodite figure. So it is a good illustration how everybody influences you in their with their story and what they make.
Yeah, it's interesting how like your life and the things that happen do inspire your work eventually because it gives you that different kind of motivation. You'd be like, well, I know this piece is good. I'm very passionate about this work. I really don't care that these graphic teachers don't like it. And then eventually someone's like, no, this is really good. And they're in a higher position in their field than the teachers. So it's just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, who knows? Now with the art being democratized by NFTs, it
Hmm.
might no longer be for even the for people on high positions deciding what's good, but
Yeah,
it will be
exactly.
the people at the end.
Hmm. And that's what I think is beautiful. What the NFT space has brought is this sort of breaking the barrier. It's almost like it's a revolution in the art world. Like people are tired of higher ups having that power in hand and who they decide what they decide is good art, where people, everyday people, are going to decide that,
Yeah.
and because
I
art
just
makes them feel something too.
I want to echo this a little. For example, look at what is happening right now. Yaroslav, um, where are you based, Yaroslav?
Czech Republic, Prague.
Czech Republic. So Yaroslav sitting in Czech Republic, not taking any money. He has put this damn thing. Look at how beautiful he's created the space. We are not making any money right now, but we are all came together, talking everything. Isn't that wonderful? This is a revolution, right? Where
Yes.
will we be? You know.
Yeah, and actually the same with the music that we started with Blake. Yeah, he's not taking any money, and he's featuring artists, and they are not taking any money as well. But at the end, well, we can, yeah, you can mint this. You are giving promotion to the artist. The musicians are getting maybe some opportunities to collaborate and again promote themselves. And yeah, the money will come from somewhere at the end if you are doing something meaningful and something meaningful for people, I believe. But well, who knows?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that kind of it's given everyone, I think, a bit more confidence to connect with others in the art community because now everyone's in this space and it's grown so fast, but organic as well. You know, I think people are having more of a future into this new way of approaching creating and sharing stories. And it's beautiful to have because, like, I would never meet you guys on an everyday basis. Even in social media, it'd be quite hard. But hey, if everyone's hopping on this NFT thing for their own medium or reasons, even for photographers, it's been a great asset, I've noticed. So, you know, it's cool. It's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I love these conversations, and it's so much fun with even more artists than I'm usually doing it just with one. With this group that's already did something together, it's amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the third artwork. That's uh, Saint Anne. Okay, do we have the artist here? Hello. Quick test. Can you hear me? Does anyone say something? Yeah, okay. Let's reboot it and let's come back. Yeah, the after party is close. I didn't forget. Blake didn't forget as well.
Hello.
Here
I know
is
I've been
my
having some
noise.
problems with my sound
Okay, I'm back.
hearing. I have to move around in order to get the audio.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, so with the audio, yeah, I actually forgot to tell it in the beginning.
William.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
we have William here with us.
Awesome.
He's a writer from America, United States.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we have a big audience. So diverse disciplines.
That's incredible. Regarding the sound.
Really interesting. I have one point to make about collaboration that maybe you guys should think about. Is that very few platforms allow splits on the NFTs. So a lot of it will be verbal commitments. If you're collaborating with somebody else, a musician with an artist or an artist with a musician, the only two foundations right now that allow you to include splits and royalty splits in the smart contract are Cargo and Foundation. So that's just something to be aware of on where you're dropping your art. You can include that in the smart contracts on those two platforms. The other platforms, it's a handshake agreement.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's really good information. Yeah, I knew that it's quite rare, but I didn't know which one are supporting it, and now we have the actual fact for that. So that's great. Thank you very much. Regarding the sound, it's actually a feature. It's not a bug. Because it's a spatial sound. So if you get too far, you are not able to hear. So it's like in the real world. Basically, you can have multiple groups here, different people talking different things, and you will not like have problems
And I've lost my audio.
overhearing each other. Yeah. Willem, it's because it has spatial zone. So if you get too far, you can't hear us. It's like in the real world.
Here?
Yeah, so just keep close to the group and don't zoom too far, and you will be fine. Okay, so the third piece, send N.
Yeah.
Do we have the artist here or not?
I'm fearing no. Anka
Okay.
is not here.
Yeah,
No.
so
So
let's jump to the last piece. It's
okay.
send Rogan. Yeah, I can't read it from here. Yeah, Rongo Vishnu. It's probably
Rongo Vishnu.
okay. Well, close enough.
Okay. So first of all, of course, I want to say thanks to Var and Mr. Artific, or should I say Yaroslav? Is
Yeah,
that correct?
whatever you like. Both works for me.
Sorry, but really, I feel really honored to be here. Very grateful to be a part of this project, which I did not expect to go this far. For me, this is quite far. So, well, I'm a digital painter. At least that is what it's called. I've been doing this work since 2012, I think, and I'll probably just gonna say something about the piece, the artwork that I did. Um, this lady here. uh, well, kind of hard to say it. My English vocabulary is a bit limited, so I'll try to do my best. Um, I'm from Indonesia. Um, I live in South Tangerang, and yeah, I forgot about that part of information. Sorry. Uh, so this lady here is my artwork is mostly focusing on the women, the female art, and this is what I call to be my original character. It's a character that I developed from years, 4 years. Um, the story about this artwork is it's about one ray light of hope in a dark room. So technically speaking, it's a one light source, and I was playing around with how it touches the body of the women, the girl. Um, but in philosophically speaking, it's something that it's for myself. I experience of losing hope many times, and to overcome it, I usually paint this type of stuff. In this particular case, I was in a very dark situation, grim, something personal maybe, but I never lose hope. So I represented that hope with this one little small fireworks, and the women, the girl itself is it's my expression of how I view the universe itself. I'm not saying it's God or whatever. I'm not a very religious person, but more into spiritual, I guess. So this girl represents the universe. It's about the positivity of it. It's like I'm not angry at the universe for the dark situation that I'm in. was. And well, I'm no longer in the dark. I
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to
yeah,
see the
there's like
universe.
some sort of magic happening there, right?
Right. So, as I was saying, the girl represents the universe that uh, kind of calmed me down. Yeah, something that I like to see. Well, I'm not lying to myself. I like to see women. Why not? So, uh, this woman is a representation of my universe that's saying it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Don't lose hope, and everything will be okay. And so, in this dark room, there's always this one light that I have to hold on and believe in it, and it will get me out. And I did. And so that's about the art.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah,
If it's
I always love how artists are able to put so much into so little. It's just a picture, but at the same time, it's not.
For me, this is such like when I saw this girl, I was thinking, man, if this was a real girl, it would have been like a dream girl, you know, for me. For example, I would have definitely fallen in love with this girl. Is some magic about her, you know? There is something to her.
Yeah, well, there's literal magic, and there's yeah, like the smile and the look. It's almost archetypal. So yeah, absolutely. And yeah, if we look at the picture at the other side, uh,
right.
you can see. Yeah, we can actually at this point we can move to the scenes that Vartist created. So we can see these original pictures in Vartist's work. Yeah, yeah. As I said before, it's quite um, you need to like here at the last one, you can see it. You can see it there, the picture, the texture, sort of written there. But it's much better experience if you look at it in the video, and you are able to really see it in a higher resolution, and camera goes in and explore the 3D model in different details. And what is actually, is it, do we have him here? Yeah. Is it possible to explore the 3D model in like your own way, like using some sort of software or something like that? If someone would like to look at it, just as we are exploring right now the gallery as avatars, is it possible or not?
I have to figure this out because the thing is, in the application what I use, there is something, it's called Tvori, the application. There is something called Export VR Experience. I have never done anything with it, but I have seen it. So I am wondering if there, how I could export it as maybe as some 3D model or something that could be uploaded somewhere. I know that Hikenank allows to put 3D models, so I have to see how that can be done. I have to explore it. I haven't done it, but we'll see. We'll see how I can. I have to master a new skill, basically. Let's be say open.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we are learning every day, and you actually already learned how to create music for your artwork.
Yeah.
So now you will learn how to create VR experiences. So that's super cool. Okay, yeah, I really love it. There are actually we just talked about three or like four pieces. and you can see that there are a total of 12 saints. So the gallery is, or the cathedral, is actually much bigger. You can see it here, and you can explore it here in the gallery for like at least a week. Then it will be replaced by another exhibition. But for the week, you can enter this exhibition. It's parcel 662 on Somnium Web. You can come here. You can use it to chat with people, with artists. You can schedule meetings here. No problem. It's just open for everyone 24/7. And yeah, I would really recommend everyone to look at Vartist's Twitch and go to the full high resolution video so you can explore it and wait for the NFT to drop and wait for the maybe the VR experience that will be exported in some way, and then you would be able to see it on your own virtual eyes. But let's see if that's going to work. But I think it would be like super cool. Okay, so any final thoughts, anyone, or any questions from Twitch or from visitors here in the gallery?
Yeah, I know William wanted to say something.
Yeah, William, please.
Hello.
Yeah, if someone is saying something, we can't hear you. So you have to unmute yourself or choose the right mic by clicking on the gear button and selecting the right microphone.
Or you can refresh the window, because maybe, William, you walked too far off, so you cannot hear us. If you are hearing us now, please.
Yeah, it's actually here. But also you can use the text chat if there are some issues for you. Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? Or even from the artists? Like usually I want to give the artists a little bit more time and talk about their background and past and how did they become artists and so on. But it's quite difficult to do it with so many people. So I didn't do it. We can for sure do it maybe next time. Okay, I think that there are no questions at this moment. We actually already answered some from the Twitch in the middle. So right now we are heading to the after party. It's going to be in VR. It's not just in this like web experience. It's going to be in VR with much higher resolution. Actually, like this building in VR, it has a lake behind it. There are some mountains and so on. So there are also some neighbors. So it's much cooler than just this one small building. There's much more to offer, and we are heading to Blake's parcel to his party there. So if you want to join me, then I will actually give you the Twitch account of Blake, so you can join his Twitch, and I will see you there. For the people that are watching here, I'm going to rate Blake, and yeah, hopefully he's ready, because currently he's just rating me. So you'll get there. It might take a little while to set everything, but it will be just fine. So I will type Twitch.
By the way, I have no experience with Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is.
Yeah, it's like YouTube, but for streaming, and you can chat there and so on. So and you don't actually need to be registered or anything. And if you have the client, then I can actually meet you in the city center and we can go there. But maybe like for the first time, you can just use the Twitch, and yeah, you have the Twitch, Rangu. So for Rangu Vishu, no, sorry, I shortened.
So like right now, this what you have given as a link. We go into that link.
Yeah. Exactly.
So right now I am on it, and I see.
You see,
offline. It says offline. Okay.
Yeah. He will join there in a second. So just yeah, just give it a little bit of time.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to type here, right? I'm like what's hopefully that's going to work. No, I did it wrong. Yeah.
I think William is here. Do you want to say something?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky with the spatial zone because you can't zoom too far out. If you zoom too far out, you will not be able to hear as well. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Andremia. I'm getting it right now. Yeah. Just the problem with noobs like me.
By the way, I have a question.
Yeah.
This Somnium, you know, what is this Somnium? It seems like Somnium is like a big space where people buy land and build things. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So far. Yeah. Talking to. Yeah, give me a sec. I will do
Sure.
this. Yeah, I have it right. I have it right now. Yeah. No, it worked. Yeah. So yeah, if I did the command, yeah. So Somnium is actually like persistent virtual reality world. It means that everyone sees the same thing and is there with other people. Yeah, like this browser is exception, but there is like weather and there are some cars and so on. So everyone can see the same thing. Everyone is in the same instance of it, and there are like 5,000 parcels, and you can buy the parcel and then you can build whatever you like. So like you can build a studio, you can build a disco, you can build a gallery like this one, like whatever you like. Yeah, it costs money, but at the same time, you pay just one time. So if you are hosting your website, you have to pay every month, year, usually year. Here, you just pay once, and Somnium guarantees you that it's going to work ongoing basis. The parcels are on blockchain, so you actually own the parcel. It's like Somnium can't take it from you. There is just like these like 5,000 parcels. Currently, 2,000 are sold, and yeah, I'm actually yeah. So 5,000 are sold and 2,000 are sold. Sorry, thinking about too many things at once. And it's uh, it's actually VR first. So what we are doing here in web is just sort of like demo experience because in full VR it has much more functions. You can actually interact with the video. The video has sound and you can have different avatars as well. So you can look like yourself. You can even scan yourself and use it as avatar. And yeah, there are just a lot more options in the actual VR, but it requires quite a strong computer. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the web should be quite optimized. It should be working on for mobile phone without problems. So yeah, actually, some people told me that on Safari it's not so smooth experience sometimes. My experience is that um, Chrome and Brave has the best WebXR support. And yeah, the Apple is a little bit behind on the whole VR thing right now. Well, hopefully they will be able to catch up.
So if I understand you right, you confirming that Somnium is a certain space in virtual, let's say, existence. that gives out its land in units of parcels, as you call it, and there exist 5,000 and 2,000 are sold. You own a certain number of them where you built your gallery, and other people who got different parcels, they also built different things. Maybe somebody built another gallery, somebody did something else, and this is a space where people do different events, shows, like what we are doing, maybe in different formats, right? So this is kind of a virtual, when they say metaverse, just for my understanding, metaverse means all because Somnium is maybe one metaverse, right? There may be other ones. Or what is the difference between metaverse and Somnium?
Yeah, it's Somnium is subset of metaverses. Yeah, it's like I don't know, dog and animal. Have
yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so there are many different metaverses. The most famous are Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, Sandbox, and Somnium. And they all of these work on similar logic, where the selling of the land is sort of a way how to distribute the land. Or well, you can also look at it that there is actually right now some centralized entity that is rendering this thing, so we can access it. At the end, it might be decentralized, but right now it's centralized. So someone has to pay for Azure servers and so on, and develop all the software. So they are using the selling of the land to finance the actual development of the metaverse. Yeah. So that's the way. There are different ones. I would say that the Somnium Space is the most immersive, especially on the VR version, where for the Decentraland it's quite advanced on features. It runs in web browser like this one. It has a lot of animations and so on. CryptoVoxels is using voxel graphics, same as Sandbox. So far, just like like pixels, but 3D pixels, voxels, and you get to build like it's like Minecraft. Yeah, you have the cubes and you build everything from the cubes, and it's quite, but other way it's quite similar to this and Decentraland. And Sandbox, it's actually like more focused on developing games. It's also for voxel graphic like Minecraft, but it's using a little bit different models, and it actually doesn't have the world deployed yet. You can create the experiences for people like this gallery, but you can't deploy it to the bigger world as of yet. That's not yet implemented in CryptoVoxels, but you can create interactive experiences for people using the voxel graphic. So every one of these is quite different, has some strong suits, some weak suits, and yeah, I like this one the most because I think it is the most immersive, and I like the team that develops it. I like the community here, and yeah, I like the features and so on. So, but it's just my private choice that I made.
And I would also want to know what your plans are with regards to your gallery, because it looks like you have a good space, and you are getting. I have seen another artist show that you sent, Laura, very nice artist, and doing great work. So you are getting new artists every week. I wonder where you're going, and also just if you can share with your vision, as we are also artists and we are more empowered when we understand the trajectory